Now, did you have to go to some kind of school to learn how to make these?
I am a graduate of Duck Donuts University.
What does tell us? Tell us about that. I mean, I need to know about that. Can I go? I mean, did you have to be like a franchise owner?
Well, I could send you as an associate of ours if you wanted to go.
Yeah. I could be like an advocate.
That's right. And then you learn how to make it, then you get to try everything. So, so it works out.
It's a win-win. Welcome back to another episode of the Realty FC podcast. My name is Chris. I'm the host, and alongside of me here is Michelle Lewis, the co-host, and we are both the brokers here at Realty FC. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing well, Chris. How about you?
Doing good. But, hey, before we get started, I got some pretty interesting news about Realty FC, and especially for you. Mm-hmm. We are working on getting licensed in the state of Maryland.
We are.
And you are going to be the broker. Are you ready for that?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
We've had to jump through quite a few hoops to get to where we are.
It hasn't been easy, but
we won't talk about any of the hoops that we had to jump through, and won't throw anybody under the bus.
That's right.
That's okay. But hey, we're going to get there, and we'll get it going. So we're excited about that. Mm-hmm. On a different note, my daughter came across the fact that she needs to get braces. Not only that, she also has to get glasses. I'm just like, what is the trifecta?
Goodness.
What's the third thing that's going to happen here, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, just all at once. But, strangely enough, she's excited about it.
Is she really?
Yeah, I think she just loves the idea of like the shopping idea, going, to the eyeglass store and looking for different glasses, trying them on. She's, posing and she absolutely loves it. And she's excited about getting braces. You ever met anybody excited about getting braces?
No, my daughter was not happy at all when she had to have them.
Yeah. So you got experience. And so I guess the new thing is Invisalign, right? Uh-huh. So she was not wanting Invisalign, which is, you would think that it shows less of, stuff going on in your mouth, but she's like, no, she wants the braces. And you know why? You know why?
Because she can change the color of the bands.
You're darn right. That's exactly why. Because she can change the colors, man. This girl she's too much for me. And she's only 9, so it's going to be a lot for me as she gets older. But no,
you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, and we try to tell her, like, look, Invisalign, you can take them out. You can still eat your gummy bears. You can still eat popcorn. With those braces, those are gone. Mm-hmm. She's okay with that. So I guess just leaves me some more gummy bears and popcorn to eat myself.
It does.
No, okay. But anyway, hey, listen, our show today, we've got a pretty awesome guest. I'm excited about it. I'm sure everyone else is going to be excited about it in here too, because do you like donuts?
Who doesn't?
Well, these are better than just any ordinary donut.
Okay.
Yeah. Any guesses?
Oh, wow. It's got to be
Duck Donuts. That's right. The Winchester location just opened up not too long ago, and I've been there. I'm telling you, the donuts are awesome.
I hear a lot of good things about them.
Right. And we've got the owner, PJ Lewis, coming in, talk to us, and we'll tie in some real estate because, this is an educational podcast, and we'll see what we got and see what he brings in. And I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be awesome. PJ's an exciting guy. So
all right. I look forward to meeting him.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. PJ Lewis, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Great. And I also have to say, man, you brought in 2 nice boxes. What are those?
So we have a sweet as pie box, which is kind of our fall selection. And then one of my favorites is the breakfast box because it has all like the good standards, like all the best ones.
Oh, man. I see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this without thinking about donuts the whole time.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. Thanks for bringing those in, and thanks for being here, of course. And so before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself. Can you, talk about yourself and maybe a little bit about what, your company?
Yeah, sure. Donuts? So Duck Donuts, the idea came from, a few years ago. I was at Hilton Head, and I was kind of looking.
Not a bad place.
Enjoying doing the morning donut run for the beach house or whatever. So
nice.
I was at that time looking for another business to get into. I wanted to do something in the quick serve field. Okay. And I was really thinking about it, and then I've been waiting in this long line. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just drop an email to see if they have any, franchising opportunities available in Winchester. And,
so you were doing a donut run to Duck Donuts.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get back to the beach house, and, you always want to gauge, what your wife says, right? So I kind of just
100%.
tossed it out there and just said, I think I might want to pursue like opening a Duck Donuts in Winchester. And she goes, I think it's a great idea. So, once they give you the go ahead, I got on that computer and put that in there.
Better get it done before she changes her mind.
Yeah. So like the next part of that process was since I have some other businesses, I really wanted to, bring a business partner on. And I had a friend, David Roop, which his wife is actually business partners with my wife in their business, Glow Aesthetics, in Winchester. So
Keep
I know
it in the family.
That's right. And I know that he was looking for an opportunity too, kind of in the same field. So I contacted him and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Is this something that you'd like to partner up with? And he's never been to one before because they just moved here from Richmond probably about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Yeah. And he went that weekend to another location and then called me up because, let's do this thing.
Yeah,
so,
I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at.
Okay, awesome. So, I mean, were you nervous about it all? It seems like you were pretty confident. It's like, hey, I'm going to start this and we're going to get this done.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that...
because you've started businesses before.
Right.
So you've kind of been down that road, made it probably a little bit easier for you.
It's kind of my thing is, you start off, insurance world and everything. That was always the bread and butter and, still is.
Yeah.
It's a very serious business though, right?
Now, I got to ask you, since you own the Duck Donuts here in Winchester, when you go in to do that donut run, you waiting in that line?
Hey, the lines are much better now. Sometimes I go through the back door, but
all right.
If there is a line, I don't jump the line or anything like that.
I'll just drop your name next time.
That's right.
I'll knock on the back door and be like, PJ Lewis.
No, but the lines are much better. We have a great staff that gets them out the door pretty quickly now, so we're good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool things about the whole franchise is, being able to see the staff and see the kids love getting up on that little ledge and watching the donuts go through the whole process. Plus, it holds the employees accountable, right?
Oh yeah,
They can't do anything that that you wouldn't want them to do because everybody's watching.
That's what we preach too. So like when we hire people and so forth for Duck Donuts, it's like we say, hey, if you're decorating donuts, you're basically on stage.
Yeah.
So. However, you make sure that you have like the proper, equipment on, the gloves, the hats, and so forth. And then also, watch your conversations too, because this is a family-friendly environment. Yep. So you want to focus on the customer. And there's a lot of kids that get, they're amazed by like decorating and so forth. So they're watching. So I'm like, interact with them, make it a, fun experience for everybody. And I believe the staff that we have now in place, they do a great job with that.
Yeah, no, I've been in there, and it's not just the kids that are amazed by that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I got to ask, and I don't know if you know the answer to this, but where did the name Duck Donuts come from?
Yeah, so Duck Donuts originally came about out of the Outer Banks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
So that's where a lot of people think it's because we use,
all the little ducks.
Well, people say they use duck grease, and I was like, no,
duck grease?
There's no there's no duck fat or anything like that in any of the donuts. Some people actually comment on that, but
really?
No, it's
I've
just
never
basically
heard that.
on the location. So all their original shops are based in the Outer Banks. And then they started franchising outside of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, this is a real estate show as much as I want to talk about donuts and how much I want to eat them right now. But, so, we have folks out there that talk about, owning, businesses or owning properties. I mean, let's talk about owning a franchise. I mean, what kind of, as much as you can, spell out like what it looks like to acquire a franchise. Like, what are some of the things that, I know they're all probably kind of a little bit different, but maybe touch on some things that you had to go through with Duck Donuts.
Sure. So obviously, any franchise wants to see a good business plan.
Oh, okay.
So you want to make sure that...
I'm surprised with that because I would think that, that's the point of the franchise is they kind of have the plan nailed down for you, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah, I mean, they have the operations nailed down, but they want to make sure that you are budgeting for like the expenses and the staffing and so forth. So they want to see more of you have an idea of what it's going to take per day to make sure that you're paying for like the staff and, all the ingredients and the rent and everything like that. So I would say operations on how to make a donut and, run a shop is packaged in the franchise, which actually makes a franchise, very attractive because you don't have to start from, A. You already got A to Z on how to make this type of drink, how to make this type of donut, and so forth. So they have the processes down. But as far as they want to see if you're financially fit, right? They don't want to sell you a franchise and then in 4 months you're shutting down. So, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing is depending on the franchise itself, they're going to want to see more of your finances to see if you're capable of, paying loans or using your own cash and so forth like that. So I think that's probably the biggest thing of getting into any franchise. And then the other thing that you want to look out for as franchise is like the royalties and the fees.
Right.
So some franchises can get anywhere from like up to 10 or 12%, and that's kind of pretty high. Oh, wow. If they're taking that out of your daily every day.
Yeah,
so,
something got to account for.
Right. So basically, if you can be at 8% or less, which includes like their national marketing budget and everything, I think that's where you need to be if you're looking at a franchise. And then really knowing your area. Like, I figured most people around Winchester probably have been to the Outer Banks or vacationed and been to a Duck Donuts, but not frequently.
Right.
So I figured, okay, well, if we bring it locally, then everybody's going to be like, oh, my gosh, now I can get this more than once or twice a year. I can get it,
unfortunately,
basically whenever I want.
Trying to keep my diet.
Right. So, I mean, that's kind of the way it is, too. So they want to make sure that you have an idea or like your thumb kind of on the area to see if it would be a good opportunity for the area, and then like your financials. And then, there's like an interview process with them and that type of deal. So, just got to kind of sell yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you say that there was an obstacle for you with the franchise? I mean, what was your biggest obstacle? Was it coming up with the business plan, would you say?
No, I think the biggest obstacle that we kind of butt heads with a little bit was location. I figured I'd talk about this since we're on a real estate show,
let's
right?
talk about it. Location.
I really like Creekside, that area.
Yeah.
I think it's a really nice business park. I love the Grabers. I pretty much got most of my businesses in there. Mm-hmm. And when you go to a Duck Donuts, there's like hardly any parking, right? And then you go inside of one and it's very small. So then you're standing, elbows to elbows with everybody. It's kind of chaotic waiting for your donut. So, I figured with Creekside, there where Talbot's is at and everything, you have lots of great parking and that's really close to the building, which I also like so that people don't have to walk a long way. There was an area for like outdoor seating. So that's pretty nice. And then our store is probably one of the largest interior stores for a Duck Donuts. So it kind of lets people spread out, that they're not just in there rushing to get their donuts from the window. It
was a pretty good size in there when I went in there. I do remember that now.
Right. So like they wanted us to go like, in like an anchor plaza and something. Nothing's wrong with that. Mm-hmm. I just didn't want to do that. I was like, I think this is going to be a great area because we're in between, people from Stevens City wouldn't have that long of a drive to get there, and you're still in Winchester. And we kind of went back and forth, and I basically said, if we can't go here, I'm not interested.
Oh, okay.
And then once we said that, then all of a sudden, boom, they're like, okay, well, you know the area, and so let's give it a go. So that was probably the only real obstacle.
Okay, that's interesting. I like how you got right there in the middle of the Stevens City, Winchester area, and that's really focused on the area. But let me go back it up a little bit and say, well, why Frederick County, Virginia, or why like the Winchester area? I mean, did you ever think about like another location, or since you're from this area, right?
Right.
Is that kind of why you focused in on this area?
I really like to be close to all the businesses because, one thing is I might not be in there every single day making donuts, or David's not in there every single day making donuts and so forth. Yeah. But like, it gives me the opportunity to every day in each one of my businesses to stop in, talk to the staff, see how they're doing and so forth. Mm-hmm. So you can always get you can always feel what the heartbeat of the business is if it's in the same area rather than, oh, well, this donut shop's, 45 minutes away. I just like having that opportunity where I can go in there and, see how things are going.
Right.
Okay, very good. And, other businesses, do you think Winchester's kind of primed for other businesses to come in? And because, I think I live in Middletown, and I used to live in Stevens City. I just feel like we need more food places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you see any other industry that, that you might think is Winchester's primed for?
Parking garages and banks. No, I'm just
or storage
units and car washes.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think we're heading in that direction of having more food options available because I think what people are finding out especially like the national brands, I think they're finding out that in our area, there's a lot of foodies in our area that like to go out, try different things and so forth. So usually what these franchises and so forth notice is when they open, they realize, oh, I mean, this is actually a better market than what our supposed research or data is providing. And I think that's what's going on right now is like, because you'll see one place go in, and then I think the franchises follow it because, you know, Crumble Cookie, they opened a couple weeks ago, but they actually ended up yesterday. Right. So they actually, I believe, signed their franchise agreement way ahead of us. And I think once like companies like that, just as an example, then other companies maybe similar to Duck Donuts or something say, okay, well, if they're going there, maybe we need to take a closer look at this area and so forth. And I think that's kind of how it works with like these national chains. So I think we'll probably see more of that in the future, especially, you know, they'll see how different shops are. Because right now we're averaging at least in the top 20, if not the top 10 every week for Duck Donuts.
Are you good for you?
Out of all the Duck Donuts. So, I mean, with those type of numbers, then I'm sure there's other chains that are kind of like, oh, okay, maybe we need to come here.
Well, I think that's I've heard that in the past where, you know, like the whole McDonald's, Burger King idea. Well, we'll let one company pay for all the research and development, and then if they're doing well, we'll just follow. We don't have to spend all that money on the research.
Right.
Yeah. So I've seen that kind of play out like that. So very interesting, and I'm excited about that because I think definitely you know, me and my wife are foodies. I think we'd like to have some more food options in the area.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we're good on donuts. Duck Donuts definitely is all I need.
Definitely. Yeah.
Now, do you have any goals for yourself? 1 year, 5 years for the business? Have you thought about that?
Yeah. So obviously, you know, I think our next part of Duck Donuts Winchester would be maybe a year to maybe 2 years from now, like expanding to a food truck or like a trailer as well.
Nice.
So then like it makes
Dangerous.
it a lot so it makes it a lot easier like to be at events or maybe park at like Rutherford Crossing, like other parts of town and so forth. So I think that's kind of the next step. There are some opportunities to maybe buy some other Duck Donut shops kind of in a regional area. So that's something that we're also looking at.
A lot of franchises will have, you know, limits, like you can't put another one so close. Does that Duck Donuts have that?
Actually, we own the territory from Middletown all the way to Inwood.
Oh, very good.
So if we can open up more if we want
within that range.
Within that area. So you buy the territory. You know, if the population goes to like a Fairfax, then they'll probably try to come back and renegotiate the territory, say, hey, we feel that another franchisee can come in here. But, I mean, we're years away from something like that happening. But I think it also depends on how well you're running your shop. So I don't think they'll try to renegotiate any of that if your shop's doing really well.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think that's just the beginning. If you're new and you're doing that well, I think it's just going to do better for you. So great job there. So fundraisers. I know some local high schools that get, you know, involved with fundraisers with other restaurants. Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, we actually do a lot. So
that's great.
What I like about it is any end of the business that I'm in, like marketing costs dollars.
Yeah.
Marketing's donuts. Donuts doesn't cost. I could get more marketing out of a donut than $1, basically.
Okay.
So
that's true.
We do donate, like, you know, just as a quick example, we donated donuts for every local high school varsity football team when they got their first win. So we did that, but you know, hey, I'm into business and stuff too. But like, hey, I don't mind doing this, but if you could tag us, send me the photos so we can post on social media. And
that's,
you know,
that's the best marketing is word of mouth.
So like we do things like that, but as far as we do a lot of fundraisers, so two ways of doing it. You could do it the old school, the old way of doing it, where you know, you get your little spreadsheets out and then you go up to, you know, somebody's house and say, hey, you know, I'm selling Duck Donut dozens for X. Would you like it? And, you know, they take the order sheet, kind of like how you used to sell candy bars and so forth as a fundraiser.
Yep.
And then what they do is they turn in all the money in the spreadsheets, and then we make all the donuts, and then they have a pickup day where they can come do that. We actually did that with a local sports organization, and their little organization sold 144 dozen. So we had that all last Wednesday was their pickup day. And we're pretty, I'm always trying to help organizations out. So, you know, we're probably giving them 20 to 30% off for like people that want to run fundraisers to help, because it makes it worthwhile for them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The other way we do it is those donut cards, those those dozen cards that I gave you for giveaways.
Right. I will give them away.
There you go.
I won't keep them for myself.
Cat's out of the bag. He might try to save them for himself, but
he's back again, and he's got another free dozen.
it's like free for a year, right? You just need one every week, right? 52 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, but like we sell those, so we can actually co-brand that. So if you have an organization, we can actually print their organization on that, and then you go out and sell the cards. So then when you sell the cards, that individual, that they can redeem those at any time. And a lot of organizations like that because there's not like a lot of like, hey, we got to schedule a pickup and so forth like that. So we see a lot more organizations leaning that way versus, let's take orders for dozens and then have those made up on a certain day.
Very good. Very good. I like the co-branding. That's a good idea. Now, I have to ask, and you're probably a little biased, but what is your favorite duck donut?
It actually changes. So obviously before I owned a Duck Donuts, I would only go once or twice a year because it was at the beach.
Yeah.
And I used to like I still do, the maple bacon. Because, that's like a donut that you can't normally have anywhere.
That is something
I'm getting a lot of heads nodding. Yes, that's definitely their
the first
favorites.
time I heard of a donut with bacon, I was like,
genius.
this... y'all know. Who doesn't like bacon, right?
Yeah. So that's actually, it's still one of our most popular ones. And then I went to the French toast, which is maple with powdered sugar and cinnamon sugar. Kind of tastes like French toast, so that was pretty good. And then I went to and I really don't even like strawberry that much, but something about the strawberry with a little streusel on top. And the streusel's like, if you ever get those Entenmann like cheesecake things from the supermarket, that little crumbly stuff, that's streusel. And we go through cases of that like every couple of weeks because the streusel's popular. But sometimes I just feel like a cinnamon sugar, like a hot cinnamon sugar donut.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Now, did you have to go to some kind of school to learn how to make these?
I am a graduate of Duck Donuts University.
What is? Tell us. Tell us about that. I mean, I need to know about that. Can I go? I mean, do you have to be like a franchise owner?
Well, I could send you as an associate of ours if you wanted to go.
Yeah. I could be like an advocate.
That's right. And then you learn how to make it. Then you get to try everything. So so it works out.
It's a win-win.
But so their home office, you wouldn't think, is located in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Right?
Yeah.
So you go up there for a week. Once you signed up with your franchise agreement, you go there. What I really like about it is you're only in the corporate office for like a day where they teach you about, like how to talk to customers and what their mission statement is and, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Gotcha.
But then the rest of the time, they put you in their local shop that's there in Mechanicsburg. So you're thrown right into the fire about, hey, this is how we do things and so forth. And the week that we were there, they actually had an entire school system order. And it was like over 2,000 donuts.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And we're in our second or third day there at like 5 a.m. just trying to box all these donuts, which I'm glad that it happened while we were there because if you could handle that, I mean, everything else is, downhill from there. So you go through that, and then if they believe that you know how to, make a perfect donut, how to decorate it and so forth, I mean, you graduate. I'm pretty sure they probably graduate everybody. But, you get a little certificate. They say you're good to go. But you can't open your franchise until you go through that week school.
Okay.
So
good to know. Good to know. Is the bacon one your favorite donut, Michelle?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't know why I even had to ask.
That. And also, too, anything with chocolate.
I'm peanut butter, maybe even a little marshmallow on there.
Yeah.
That's my wheelhouse. Sprinkles. I gotta have some sprinkles on there.
Yeah.
So with that said, what donut would you recommend us to try today?
Well, the sweetest pie box is like a seasonal box. So it's been very popular because there's a lot of apple stuff in there. And local and so forth. So like there is a donut in there that I think you need to take a look at. It has apple, cinnamon. It's cinnamon, apple with a little bit of streusel on top.
Oh, that sounds good.
There's our pumpkin. I'm not even a pumpkin guy, and the pumpkin donut tastes pretty good. And a lot of people that really like pumpkin love it. And then the breakfast box, it has all the standards. So you'll find a little maple bacon in there. A blueberry, even if you're not a big blueberry fan, we sell a lot of blueberry donuts. So blueberry streusel or a blueberry pancake, which has maple drizzle and powdered sugar on it. So the breakfast box will have some of those key donuts in it, and then the sweetest pie one will have some seasonal stuff in it.
I know the number probably changes because you have seasonal donuts. I mean, is there a certain number of donuts that you have on the list for month to month? Or?
Yeah, so what happens is now for catering, if somebody wants like the Shark Week box.
Shark Week box?
Yeah, so we could still do that for catering. Like kids' birthdays, they really like the Shark Week donuts because they have like little gummy sharks on them and so forth.
For my birthday?
Yeah, so we could do that. So that would fall under catering, but like you couldn't just walk in and say, hey, I want a Shark Week box now.
Okay.
You'd actually have to
PJ
wait.
Lewis said I could come get a Shark Week box.
That's right. So we need a couple weeks advance because we had to get the gummies out and everything. But,
nice.
you know, we're starting a holiday box will be coming out, and
Very
they'll
cool.
be like more like Christmas holiday themed donuts. Might be a couple jelly ones in the middle.
Okay.
So kind of
We'll
like a jelly
We'll leave them
donut.
hanging.
Right.
We won't give it away too much. Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of what I like. I like the staples are like the breakfast box, the signature. So like you can always get like the maple bacon and the cinnamon sugars and you know those beach ball and that type of thing. And then like they'll come out with you know either one or two seasonal boxes. We actually had two. We had a short term for about a month and a half. It was a spooky box, which is more geared towards Halloween, obviously. And then the sweetest pie ran for about a month, 2 months.
Okay.
So like usually it's about one box that will run for 2 months, and then they'll sprinkle like these short term, like Shark Week was about 3 weeks, a month, something like that. So they'll throw those in there.
It's always right before we're going to the beach.
Right. So like they do those type of things. And then we started doing kind of our own specialty ones.
Okay.
So we ended up doing for the Halloween season for about 2 weeks, we ended up doing what's called a butcher box. So we do it as a half dozen, and we put like all your favorite horror characters in there.
Oh, that's cool.
So those were all themed. Like, so we had like a Freddy, we had a Pennywise, we had a Scream, Mike Myers, Jason, and a Chucky. And then we're trying to figure out how to kind of make that theme really come alive. And David actually had a great idea. He's like, why don't we use fondant? And then we get cookie cutters. And you could buy the cookie cutters that have the design of, and then we put the fondant on top of the donut. And then you have to figure out, because, you have the hole, so the fondant would start to sink.
Right.
So we had to test, and we found that you could put buttercream in the middle to kind of make it a flat surface, so then the fondant sticks right on top. And it kind of created like a different tasting donut than what you're used to. So a lot of people liked, for that short time, to get a butcher box because it tasted more like one person said it tasted like a Georgetown cupcake. So it tasted more like a cupcake, which kind of makes sense because the batter's vanilla cake is what we use.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat that we can do those type of things. And it might be something that Duck Donuts does nationally, because this was our idea that we kind of came in.
Wow.
We had a call with them, Zoom call last week, and they were kind of really interested in it because we ended up selling a lot of those.
Leading the pack.
Right. So I think in the future, you'll probably see us doing more of those short-term boxes. So we'll probably do one for like the Christmas season, like a half dozen, something cool. Maybe if I can get something like
I think you
in
need
there.
to get one that does like a Realty FC logo
Oh,
and put it on there. I mean, I'm just saying. I
Absolutely,
think
yeah.
you might have another idea.
Hey, with 3D printing,
Yeah.
they can make any
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
we could talk for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, enough talk about donuts. Let's bring these things in. Let's start
Bring
eating
'em in.
some, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay, here we go, guys. Oh, man, it
Oh,
just
wow.
look amazing.
Look at those. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I've already got my eye on the one I want.
That one's probably going to be yours. Right
Yeah,
there.
it's the one I talked about. Peanut butter with marshmallow.
The maple bacon's my favorite, but I want to try something new.
Yeah, I'm not.
What is
I'm
this
stick
one
to
right
what I
here?
like.
Okay, so that's apple, vanilla, and should be caramel on that as well.
Oh,
And
okay.
streusel.
I'm going to try that one.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. See how they taste like they always do. Okay, we can cut it. I'm going to finish this donut. No, I'm just kidding. Well, hey, while we're eating this, since I got my mouth full, PJ, tell us how can folks reach you? How can they find Duck Donuts?
Yeah, so obviously you can call us. You can give us a call. You can go to our website. Facebook, we're pretty active on there. So if you drop us a message on there, one of us will get back to you right away. You can go into the shop. If you want to order online, you just go to duckdonuts.com. You can select Winchester, or you can put /Winchester. They'll take you right to the page where you can order online. You can even find us on DoorDash as well. So we get a lot of DoorDash orders. A lot of people want their donuts. Yeah, we're open every day of the week. So during the week, Monday through Thursday, we're open 7 to 7. Friday and Saturday, we're open 7 to 9. And then Sunday, we're open 10 to 6.
And they can pre-order donuts if they order today, get them tomorrow.
Now, if I wanted donuts for an open house, how soon should I let you know?
Probably just even, as long as it's not like more than 10 dozen, a couple of days. And then we can put you right into the system. If you wanted anything custom, if you give us a few weeks, we can come up with some ideas as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, PJ, thanks. It was great meeting you. And I just appreciate you coming on to the show.
No, it's a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Your donuts are awesome.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right. I had a lot of donuts. Did you want one?
Kind of late.
Oh, well, I mean, after you did get to eat one.
I did, and it was very good.
The 11 that I had were pretty tasty.
I'm glad you enjoyed those.
Yeah. So I got to ask, is your favorite one still the maple sugar?
Oh, that apple that
with the bacon
it was really good.
Oh, you had an apple one.
I
thought
an apple. No, I didn't eat the bacon. I wanted to try something new.
Oh, so did it change?
So I think they're right up there. They're tied.
You're not gonna give in. You're not gonna admit.
No, they're both very good.
Well, hey, no matter which donut you like, PJ was kind enough to give us a giveaway. He gave us it's a free box of donuts, and I got 5 cards to give away.
Oh, wow.
Now, to get it, it's not for you and me, unfortunately.
No. Oh.
But if you like, comment, subscribe to our podcast, right?
Right.
Did I get them all? Comment, subscribe.
Comment, and subscribe.
If you do one of those, you're going to be entered into a drawing, and we're going to give those away to our folks that are listening.
Okay,
and watching.
And so just to be clear, people need to go to our YouTube channel.
That's right. Go to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe to it.
Or comment.
Well,
let's do and comment.
let's
get them to do all of it.
Let's do it all. Yeah, let's do it all. Yeah.
Okay, PJ was a great guest, and I'm excited for the next episode of the Realty FC podcast.
Me too.